Wildcats will have it first to start this ball game. Underway in Fort Worth, Arizona's offense will begin things from their own 25-yard line. They are led onto the field by their quarterback, Noah Fafita. The redshirt sophomore from Huntington Beach, California, burst onto the scene a year ago. 61%, 2,500 plus yards, 15 touchdowns, and 11 picks this season.
Yeah, you love his story, you know, how he became the quarterback and the starting quarterback and what he's brought to the table, right? Coming in, replacing the guy, and keeping the job.
Never let go of that starting job after he won it. Didn't hurt that he threw 5 touchdown passes in his first ever start a year ago against BYU. Looking to go to the air. This is a team that throws it about 60% of the time. First play of the game, an interception. Bud Clark with his second interception of the year, his second consecutive game with a pick.
Love how they did this. They're playing zone, but watch how the safety is watching the quarterback's eyes. He stared him down.
The ruling on the field, it's an interception. Illegal motion, offense. That penalty's declined. First down.
Bud Clark able to high point it, get that foot in bounds, and what a start to this ball game. Arizona getting the opening kickoff after winning the toss, and on the first play, Fafita throws his 12th interception of the season.
Yeah, he stared him down on that play. I mean, he stared him down. He never left, his eyes never left T-Mac on that play. If you're gonna throw to him, they already know you're gonna throw to him, but you gotta make sure you disguise things a little bit, look some guys off before you go to your star receiver.
I said second interception for Bud Clark. That's actually his third on the season, second consecutive game with a pick. And now we see the TCU offense led by their quarterback, Josh Hoover, with Trent Battle in the backfield. You see Savion Williams motions out of the backfield. They start things off on the ground with Battle. 8 of 3 on first down. Josh Hoover, the sophomore from Heath, Texas, played his high school ball at Rockwall Heath, 68% on the year. Over 3,200 yards, 22 touchdowns, just the 8 interceptions. He can make some plays with his feet, but he is not a running quarterback. Hoover looking to go to the air. He gets it complete to Jack Besh. He is the leading receiver on this team for TCU. He's 6th in the country with 982 receiving yards coming into the ball game.
Got incredible size and incredible quickness also out there. He's earned the right to be the guy that he's going to go to for the majority of the time on his game.
Besh, the transfer from LSU. First and 10, TCU. Back to the air. And this time it's J.P. Richardson. Had 7 catches for 100 yards in the last game for the Horned Frogs against Oklahoma State.
You know, you just got to get some semblance of offense, get things going, you know, have your quarterback, just get in a rhythm. Get some short passes out to him, just get a rhythm going to this offense, because now you can start running on rock and really getting 3rd and shorts instead of 3rd and longs.
Into the red zone, ball at the 19-yard line after a gain of 5 on first down. Battle in the backfield. They give it to Battle, the junior from Daphne, Alabama, gets to the outside, goes across the 10, stumbles his way across the 5-yard line before finally being brought down by Owen Goss. First and goal for the Horned Frogs.
They run right by the left tackle, Bless Harris.
Inside the 5, first and goal, back to Battle, off left side, driving his legs into the end zone, touchdown, TCU. What a start on senior day for the home team. They get the interception and they quickly turn it into points. Trent Battle with a 4-yard touchdown run. That is his first touchdown of the season.
Rich, I love the simplicity of the play. Just inside zone, over your left tackle. They drive and close everything down. He runs in behind the big left tackle, Harris.
Kyle Limmerman on to attempt the extra point. Splits the uprights, and TCU leads it 7-0. It started out with a defensive play from Bud Clark, his 3rd interception of the year.
Great play on that. Turns around, and then you go pay dirt, run in behind your left tackle.
Wiley Conley and Jeremiah Patterson deep to receive the kickoff. This one returnable from a yard deep in the end zone. It's Patterson, and he's dropped short of the 20-yard line. Sonny Dykes, the head coach here at TCU, 16-5 when the Horned Frogs score first in a game. Of course, 2 years ago, a magical season for TCU, making it to the national championship game after their Fiesta Bowl win. Took a step back a year ago, tried to have a bounce-back season, already bowl eligible at 6-4, looking for a big finish to the regular season. Arizona, big relief after their win against Arizona last week. They start this drive on the ground. Conley on the carry out close to the 20-yard line.
And this is exactly what this Horned Frog defense want to do. If they can stop the run with just 4, meaning the 3 defensive linemen and a linebacker, then they'll be good, because now you can go send coverage to different places and double team T-Mac on the outside.
Fafita has it tipped. Incomplete. 3rd down and 8 coming up. That was Kamara, Abe Kamara. They got a hand on it.
You know, on this play, we're going to look at this 3rd down. He's got to go to T-Mac. So what do you do if you're the Horned Frog defense? You need to high-low him. Make sure you bracket him. So at this point, you think that Arizona might have to run a little draw play or something just to get a little more room if they have to punt.
Conley in the backfield on 3rd and 8. Noah Fafita. Time in the pocket. And he gets it complete to McMillan. That's enough for a 1st down out across the 30-yard line.
Love the comeback route. Great route. Came out of his break, made himself available to the quarterback, and sends a great ball to him. Stop, turn around, makes himself available on the comeback, catches it. That's what makes him good. Those big hands, securing the ball. That's why he wants to go to him all the time.
Fafita back to the air. This one nearly intercepted through the hands of the safety, Bud Clark. It would have been his 2nd of the ball game. It was tipped off the hands of Tyler Powell, the tight end.
So those are the plays you want back, because that would have been a 1st down, keeping the chains moving, giving your offense an opportunity to get at least to the 50.
2 guys want that one back.
Yeah.
Powell wants it back, and so does Bud Clark. Arizona fortunate not to have turned it over on their first 2 offensive possessions. They get it out quickly to Jeremiah Patterson, but nowhere for him to go. Brought down by Kamara and Bud Clark.
Yeah, Sam Olsen, the tight end, has to make a better block on the safety over the top of him. If he makes that block, give him a little more of an opportunity to go and at least gain some yardage.
Lost a yard on the play, brings up 3rd and 11.
Here we go. Where's Waldo at? Where's T-Mac at? How are they going to defend him on this play?
McMillan lined up left side of the formation. That's top of your screen. Fafita with time, now throws it high and incomplete. Good coverage down the field that time from Channing Canada.
They've had ample opportunities to make plays, either drop passes or, you know, not giving yourself the most from the play and exhaust every opportunity you get. They're rushing the pass with just 4 guys.
Cooper McDonald got there that time. That's where the pressure came from, off the blind side of Noah Fafita. J.P. Richardson back to receive this punt for TCU. Standing at his own 27-yard line. This one just barely away, a wobbly spiral. Fair catch called for and made at the 35. It's Bud Clark applying the pressure. There is a flag down back where the punter was standing. We got running into Well, we'll wait and decide whether or not to take the penalty or not.
Yeah, I tell you what, Rich, Arizona has just settled down. Settled down.
Running into the kicker, receiving team. Number 1, 5-yard penalty. That penalty is declined. First down.
So it was Kamara who ran into the kicker, only a 5-yard penalty. Cravon Barrett, our referee today. TCU with a 7-0 lead over Arizona, 10:41 to go in the opening quarter. The local kid, played at Denton Ryan High School, about 45 miles from here. Fort Worth, where they're quick to tell you this is not Dallas.
Yes.
Savion Williams started in the backfield. They swing it to him. First touch of the game for Williams, trying to break a tackle. Can't get away. Look at what this offense has done this year in terms of run versus pass. 39% on the ground, 61 through the air. At 330 passing yards per game, 6th best in the entire country. Slant route, that one is caught by Besh. Just shy of the 40 is where he's brought down.
They have so much talent, you know, everywhere on this team. It's just about getting these guys to gel together. And, you know, Hoover's pretty good, but, I mean, look here. The hands this guy possesses, you know, this is contested catch, brings it in. And, you know, and that's Hoover understanding and trusting that, you know, that Besh is going to make the catch.
Savion Williams alongside Josh Hoover in the backfield. Hoover looking right, now comes over the middle. That one's complete to his tight end, DJ Rogers. His 8th catch of the season. This one good for a first down.
Like I said, once again, they have a lot of talent, but, you know, you look at the size, 6'4", 250. DJ Rogers sits in the middle of that defense, makes himself available, and keeps the chains moving. The consistency of him throwing to different receivers is why this offense can be prolific if they keep going in the right direction.
Fresh set of downs from the 47-yard line. It's a battle on the ground off the left side. He's wrestled out of bounds right at the midfield stripe by Tacario Davis.
And once again, running inside zone off that left side, Bless Harris, the left tackle, trying to mix it up a little bit. He is able to capture outside of his defensive end just about any time he wants to. So why not keep going to the well if he can keep capturing that outside and pressing up back?
Interesting matchup in this ball game. We've seen TCU trying to establish the run early. The rushing offense for TCU, 15th in the Big 12 at 110 yards per game. This Arizona team has given up rushing yards this season at 166. That's 13th in the league. Flag comes in here, far sideline. A little breezy down on the field today, but an otherwise absolutely gorgeous day here in North Texas.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense, number 51, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's the left guard, Colton Deary.
That's tough on offensive linemen when you run these RPOs. You know, they're blocking run. You know, they're blocking run on the play. They're coming off the ball. They're trying to block run, trying to get up, because if he hands it off, they're running the rock. But then if they throw it, it puts you in a compromised position because you're still running the run play and they're passing the ball. That's got to be a little bit of a timing issue with the offense and the center and the quarterback understanding that the ball has to get out faster if you're going to do that.
Like 4 or 5 yards down, kind of in that gray area for college football. This one floated out over the middle and intercepted. Jack Luttrell comes up with the pick. Luttrell, a guy that has had to slide to free safety because of all the injuries they've had on the defense this year at Arizona. Pressure, ball floated for Hoover, and a big play by Arizona's defense.
Pressure in his face on the play, and then once it does that, then they drop back that safety, and he turns around, he can come up and make a play. That's just him just getting, a little antsy back there before he got hit, and not putting enough on the ball to get it down the field.
Lance Keenley, the senior from Mission Viejo, Stanford transfer, had the pressure on the play. And Luttrell with his 3rd interception of the season. On the ground, Arizona. Conley on the carry on 1st down, picks up 4.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Dino yesterday, the offensive coordinator, and he said he wants to run the ball more, but it doesn't matter to him. He just wants to score points. So whichever is working well, especially with all the injuries, the rash of injuries he had in the offensive line, and the consistency they don't have with each other right now, he's just got to find what's working each game.
Get a look at Dino Babers, the offensive coordinator, in the booth. To the outside, a good run here on 2nd down. Conley once again. Conley came with head coach Brent Brennan from San Jose State. At 842 yards and 9 touchdowns last season.
It's exactly what you want, 3 yards here, 4 yards there, and next thing you know, you're in 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. This is where they're most comfortable. You might have to look for a big play going to T-Mac right now on the bottom of the screen, one-on-one.
Got one-on-one on the outside, but 3rd and just a yard. They give it to Conley. He's got to get to the 45. The surge from the offensive line gives him enough to move the chains. Brent Brennan. Where's that lay? It was a gift from Noah Fafita's grandmother. Honors the Polynesian culture, all the Polynesian players on this Arizona team. In his 1st season in Arizona, didn't get the head coaching job here until mid-January. Of course, Jed Fish took the Washington job. That ripple effect after Kalen DeBoer went to Alabama. Long throw. It's going to be incomplete, driven out of bounds.
That's incomplete.
And the player down at the end of the play, it was the wide receiver, Chris Hunter. Went up, had the ball in his hands, but was driven out of bounds and then didn't get up right away.
Yeah, you're right, Rich. Talk about a ripple effect. That's pretty tough. Glad to see the young man coming out. Goes up, high points it. He's pushed out of bounds on it. Land on that tailbone. There's not a lot of meat on that tailbone. When you hit it, it might have bruised it up a little bit.
It's not concrete, it's dirt, but it is a hard playing surface.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is also a fast playing surface. They were mowing the grass inside the stadium today 2.5 hours before kickoff.
Oh, wow. Nothing like playing on this, on grass. It's the best.
Not sure what the stimp meter is, but they are low and fast. Edric Riscano into the game. Running back, but he splits out wide to the bottom of your screen. So an empty set here for Arizona. Flag comes in. Fafita can't get away. Goes down, dropped by Cooper McDonald.
Great stunts, getting up the field, collapsing the pocket, making sure they collapse it around the quarterback.
We'll check the marker.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. That penalty's declined, 3rd down.
Declined the 5-yard penalty for the 9-yard loss on the sack.
Get up the field, ET stunts, breaks open, breaks free, and that comes with an offensive line that hadn't played together. You can't pass off stunts as easy because you really don't know, and I played with the guy next to you. Now this is the 2nd time this offensive line has played together for the 2nd consecutive week. But it's still a lot of that they have to get used to playing with each other.
3rd and long. Fafita with a deep drop all the way back to the 22-yard line. He dumps it back short of what was the line of scrimmage. That's Quali Conley, who was the safety valve on the play. Fafita just kept drifting and drifting farther back to avoid any pressure. And Arizona's got a punt.
And here he is, Johnny Hodges. He's their best defender as far as tackles, over 100 tackles this year, playing in that zone. The offensive line actually blocked great for their quarterback, just nobody was open.
J.P. Richardson once again back to return the punt. Comes up and makes the grab, and he's going to try and add some yards to the return. He does so. It's almost out to the 40-yard line. TCU in front, leading at 7-0. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. State got to 6 wins on the season. Savion Williams on the run, gets to the outside, and he gets near midfield before being knocked off his feet by Dalton Johnson.
You see the theme, run over that left side, run over Harris, and I tell you what, inside zone, pull around, get those tackles and guards going around, and then when he gets the ball, can you see how hard he runs? And he's just one step away from breaking it. Very, very fast player, but added with that aggressive nature the way he runs, I understand why they put him at the running back position.
Kevon Darton is the player down for Arizona right at the midfield stripe. Kendall Briles yesterday talking to us about the development. See Darton there, the senior from Massachusetts, long way from home out in Tucson. Talking about the development of Savion Williams and kind of his growth, his role within the offense. He said, we knew we had to get him the ball. He's a different player with the ball in his hands. He said there's something about him standing behind center with his hands raised to take a direct snap.
Yeah, well,
in
Wildcat.
which he's really comfortable.
Absolutely. Wildcat. You know, just like you said, he was a former quarterback in high school. But when he's back there, he can see everything. He can see the way things are going to develop. So then he add that aggressive running style with the speed that he has, and breakaway capabilities. This is something, you know, they needed to use more within their offense.
How about that? First player since Kenny Hill in 2017 with a rushing, receiving, and passing touchdown in the same season. Williams in the backfield off the left hip this time, left hip of Josh Hoover. Richardson, the motion man. They fake it to Williams, throw it over the middle. That's complete to the tight end, Eric McAllister. Excuse me, the wide receiver, Eric McAllister, who rumbles down inside the 10-yard line before finally being brought down by Tacario Davis, but not before a gain of 40.
You know, Coach Bob, I love the way they ran this. Coach Bob, what they did was they sent a motion going across. And when they did that, J.P. Richardson, when you send him across, the entire defense looked at him, and then you run a receiver right in behind him. Great play design.
McAllister over 500 yards receiving on the year. Here's a handoff to Savion Williams. Cuts it inside the 5, gets down to about the 2. This is what we're talking about when they use him all over the place. They'll line him up wide. They'll put him in the slot. They'll let him take direct snaps. That time lined up as a tailback in the pistol.
It'll be second and goal from the 2.
They are really believing in this run game, which is going to open up everything on the outside. This is when you have the big plays that come about, when J.P. Richardson can go out there and feast off a team that's looking for the running game and not the passing game.
Cam Cook, Dominic Johnson, Savion Williams all in the backfield. Savion Williams trying to get to the end zone. He's dropped short inside the 1-yard line.
He does look comfortable back there.
All on the 1-foot line.
Whistle and a timeout taken. TCU will come to the sideline. They had him packed in tight. Actually, not going to be a timeout.
Tried to quick count him. And since they didn't bring anybody in to substitute, they could have done it.
There are a lot of looks of confusion all over the place.
Yes.
Williams, direct snap to him. Trying to go over the top. Savion Williams into the end zone for a touchdown. Third rushing touchdown of the season for Williams. And it's now 13-0 at TCU. 5 plays, 61 yards, just under 3 minutes for the Horned Frogs offense to push it out to a 2-score ball game. Kyle Lemmerman. Extra point on the way and good. 14-0 TCU, looking for win number 7 on the season. We talked about Savion Williams at the beginning of the show today. Kind of showed us on that drive all the things that he can do.
Definitely, the versatility that he has, you know, I mean, they use him in so many different ways. They put him at the wing T position. But look, pass over the middle. They vacated one side, and they got a huge play. Then it turned back around. You put in Savion, allow him to go out there and run, turn right back around, run him in a wildcat system where he's the quarterback, and then he just used that athleticism, jumps over the pile, touchdown. You could put him just about anywhere on the offense, and he could feast.
You got the playoff rankings announced this past Tuesday night, and there was heartache and what's going to happen over the final couple of weeks of the regular season, who's going to be in. And everybody just said, let it play out. College football is going to happen. College football happening in Gainesville, Florida, where Florida about to knock off Ole Miss, will likely knock Ole Miss out of the playoff rankings. What's going on with Indiana? 38-15 was the final in that ball game today. How far will the previously undefeated Hoosiers fall? See Arizona with just 18 yards of offense so far today. And then what about the race here in the Big 12? Not just for the college football playoff. Who are the teams going to be in the Big 12 championship game coming up in a couple of weeks? This pass dropped in and out of the hands of Jeremiah Patterson.
You know, they need to settle down. Like I said, settle down, run the offense. They're playing too frenetically, and it's not allowing them to get a rhythm on the offense. You know, I mean, and there's little things. You know, look at the sun and the shade. You know, him throwing out there to the target is hard for them really to get anything going because they're just not doing what they're used to doing. That's running a consistent offense.
All right, now we're talking baseball, right? That pitcher that's in the sun with the hitter in the shadows. A little bubble screen here. Chris Hunter on the reception.
That does make a difference, you know, especially when you're a receiver going out to catch the ball. You kind of lose sight of the ball, going from the sun to the shade.
By the way, they overturned what was called an interception on the field in that Florida-Ole Miss game. So Ole Miss clinging to life with just 24 seconds remaining in that ball game. Noah Fafita looking down the field, down the middle of the field. He's got a man. It's caught by Sam Olsen, and Olsen rumbles all the way down close to the 15-yard line.
I know it's a big play to the tight end. I see that, but when you look at it, look at the blocking up front. They sent the blitz, they picked it up, they stopped them, which allowed them to hit the seam route going over the middle, which has been open early in the game.
51 yards on the pitch and catch. Fafita to Olsen.
Look at that, hit that seam route, tight end, beats the linebacker over the top. But then the speed that he possesses, got to get that yak yardage. Now they're in a position, they're in the red zone. Where do they go from here? This is where you see T-Mac become a major player in their offense.
Ollie Conley in the backfield with Fafita lined up in the pistol. Here's a shot, one-on-one. McMillan, little bumping, no flag comes in.
Yeah, he had one-on-one on the outside, just what they thought, because it looked like they were going to bracket him at first, had one-on-one. He just needs to, throw a better back shoulder pass, to T-Mac on the play. Give him an opportunity.
Third and 9 for Arizona, trailing 14-0. Just 23 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. It's been all TCU. Fafita flush, throws on the run. He's got a man, and that ball is caught. Touchdown, Chris Hunter. What a grab in the back corner of the end zone. 17-yard touchdown pass, Noah Fafita to Chris Hunter. Second receiving touchdown of the year for Hunter, who hobbles off the field.
Fafita under pressure, and gets it out there to him. Great turnaround. Oh, great body control for the receiver to get his foot inside, inbounds.
Got that left foot just inside the back corner on the edge of the white. Looked like toe down before the heel down, and a big-time touchdown and a big answer for Arizona after falling behind 14-0.
The body control was amazing.
Extra point from Tyler Loop is good. 6 plays, 75 yards, took a minute 54.
Watch the body control. He knows he's going out of bounds, gets the left foot in, taps it, but he has also control of the ball. So it's not even a question on whether he caught it or not. Great body control, great catch, great pass. They needed this in the worst way. I told you, they just need to settle down, run their offense.
Barrett, prior to that drive, just 18 yards of offense for Arizona. They get the big play to the tight end, Olsen. Gain of 50 on that play, and then the big-time catch by Chris Hunter. Climb right back into this game. Richard Cross, Barrett Brooks, our entire ESPN crew with you. Glad to be joining you from Fort Worth, Texas. Hunter limping a little bit on the sideline, but looks like he'll be okay. Luke kicks this one 5 yards deep, and they're going to bring it out. That's Jordan Bailey on the return. Bailey out across the 20. He's dropped at the 25-yard line.
Both teams have very courageous return men, one in the punt, and returning punts and kickoffs. 5 yards deep, they usually take a knee.
You know, if he had taken a knee, the ball would be in the exact same spot
right
now, and he would have avoided a hit.
Right.
Ten seconds left in this opening quarter. TCU in front by 7 over Arizona, 14-7. Cam Cook in the backfield with Josh Hoover. Hoover 6 of 7 for 68 yards to start the game. They give it to Cam Cook, and there's not much there on first down. Trey Smith was the first one to hit him. And that will do it for our G. Carter Stadium. A little over a decade ago. Made some improvements along the way. Josh Hoover to the air, incomplete. That one through the hands of Eric McAllister, a little behind him.
This is a fantastic stadium. I love how it's made. Beautiful here. And you're right, this weather is unbelievable.
And not that any of you care, but this television booth, as good as it gets anywhere. Thank you to the architects and the people at TCU that said, you know what, let's put it down low right on the 50. Not a cloud in the sky today as Hoover takes the snap, goes to the air. He's got Besh again. Jack Besh has been so reliable this season. And he is now over 1,000 yards on the season. Had 982 coming into today's ball game. Besh with that catch sits at 1,007. He is just the 6th 1,000-yard receiver in TCU history. But not enough for the first down on that play. So it's punting time. Ethan Craw, the left footer, kicks this one away. Fair catch called for and made. Looking to see, no flag there. September 5th, 1999, it was number 15 Arizona clashing with unranked TCU in Fort Worth. Arizona's Dennis Northcutt shines. He had 10 catches for 257 yards. TCU's LaDainian Tomlinson had 170 yards on the ground on 28 carries. Thrilling finish Arizona 35, TCU 31. That was the first ever meeting between these two teams.
I'm anxious to see how they come out this drive. Are they going to run the ball a little more consistently?
Started out on the ground. Not much there on first down.
Some pads popping out there. Just simple football, inside zone. Mano a mano, those big guys coming off the rock.
Gain of a couple on first down there, 2nd and 8. Conley is wide. He's at the bottom of your screen. As Fafita works with an empty backfield, he'll pick up the rush. His pass incomplete through the hands of McMillan. They told us probably the biggest catch radius in all of college football, but that one was just outside that catch radius.
Right. And, and that's basically, what we're looking at right now. How do you get him more involved in this offense? I mean, is it something that TCU is doing, or the frenetic play of the passing game that's what's going on?
Third down play here for Arizona. 4 of 6 on third down. To the air, it's McMillan on the catch. And that is enough for a first down. Knew where he had to get to move the chains. He got right to that mark and was able to haul it in.
There you go, smooth, seamless. Nothing but a little slant. Get the ball to your guy. I love the fact, how he plays the game so seamless. It's just not hard for him. He doesn't even look like he's working hard out there. He is, but it doesn't look like he's just so smooth in his route running.
No doubt a future NFL receiver. Mel Kiper with him at number 13 on the big board. 6'5", 212. He seems to have all the intangibles.
That he does.
Chris Hunter on the carry. Coaches talking about Tenero McMillan said, not only is it on the field, it's off the field. Said he is an awesome kid, loves to play, loves to compete, practices his rear end off. And you add all of those things to the physical tools, and you have got a complete football player. Up and off, Jeremiah Patterson makes a man miss and then turns on the Jets across midfield. He's dropped by Namdi Obiizer.
Now you look here, the offensive line just giving them enough time to go at least scan the field, see who's open, see who has an opportunity to make a play. Things are starting to slow down right now for Fafita. They're throwing a lot, the defense is throwing a lot of looks at them. 3-down linemen, 4-down linemen, a blitz here, they're not blitzing there. He's starting to get the hang of what's going on now.
On the ground, it's Riscano. Across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Good run there on first down.
Inside zone run play, and they run underneath the blitz. That time they brought 5 defenders. They're able to get up underneath it and get quality yardage.
We got action in the Big 12. Arizona State has jumped out to a 7-0 lead over BYU. Sold out Sun Devil Stadium. But Kenny Dillingham, just 34 years old, has done an incredible job in Tucson this year. In Tempe. This shot down the field. Fafita trying to hook up with McMillan. Of course, you'll have this Arizona team meeting up with Arizona State next Saturday.
He wish he had that back. McMillan, he was, even when he doesn't look like he's open, he's open. He has that big of a catch radius. He can high point the ball. So understand why he's going to him so much.
On a third down play, McMillan off the field. Fafita hands it off. Getting to the outside is Quali Conley. And he's got enough for the first down, so they keep it on the ground on 3rd and long, and Conley able to get the necessary yards to keep the drive alive.
Nice little run, Nix. Like I said, inside zone, gets to the outside. Hard running against a 3-man defensive line. So now you got to take advantage of the looks that TCU's defense is giving them.
Coaches don't want to and are not willing to make excuses for injuries. Everybody says, you know, next man up. That's the philosophy. But this is the 2nd straight game with the same starting 5 on the offensive line. Barrett, you made a living for a long time being an offensive lineman.
Number 53,
that
5-yard
matters.
penalty.
It does matter,
First
you know,
down.
as far as being cohesive. When you play with a guy that's, you know, for a significant amount of time, what it does is you see things happen, and you've been through it before. So when they see a blitz, they can go in and pop out for the blitz, knowing that you don't have to say anything about it. We just know how to do it. Even with passing off stunts, what's going on right now is that defensive line are getting those guys on different levels, and they're not passing off because they don't feel the bump. That's what's hard about playing with a guy you haven't played with consistently.
Break the huddle quickly. Fafita backing up. They give time to set up the screen to the outside. That's Conley, who slipped out of the backfield. Didn't gain a whole lot when it was all said and done.
No. Looked like they wanted to, you know, get the ball to him a little earlier, but TCU kind of played the play the right way. They stayed at home. They followed their responsibilities within the scheme work of the defense. T-Mac back in the huddle.
McMillan set up at the bottom of your screen. He's got a couple of catches so far. Pressure shown by TCU. Quick swing pass. That's Jeremiah Patterson. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9.
You know, I'm going to tell you the truth, Rich. It doesn't look like T-Mac is really, I don't know if he's not healthy or because he doesn't look explosive right now that I've seen him and watched film on him, you know, in previous games.
Certainly keep an eye on that. Couple of catches so far for McMillan. Arizona 6 of 8 on 3rd down today. They've converted 4 in a row. But Brent Brennan says, let's talk about it before this 3rd down play. 14-7 TCU in front by a touchdown. Yeah, they were able to right the ship. I think Carson Beck finished the first half with 4 touchdown passes.
Right.
They have pulled away. McMillan in the slot. There he is on the reception, and then he is stood up and hammered.
You kind of tell that defense is taking it personal. Flying around. Boy, watch a great hand. High points it, gets down, wants to make a play. But hey, those guys are flying around on the other side of the ball. Defensively.
Johnny Hodges slowed him up, and then the punishment came from the rest of the black jerseys. As McMillan goes off to the sideline. This would be a 53-yard field goal attempt for Tyler Loop. He's got plenty of leg for this. Boy, how good is that? 62-yard field goal was a school record last week for Tyler Loop. Watched him kick one through the uprights from the midfield stripe today during warm-ups. Tyler Loop is now 6 of 8 from beyond 50 yards this season. An absolute weapon for Arizona. As coaches say, his confidence is real and it is justified.
That was a little chip shot for him. Nobody was even excited, like, we're used to this.
It was impressive. I mean, it had kind of a Tiger Woods 2-iron stinger ball flight. 4-point game. TCU leading at 14-10. Long kickoff coming here from Loop. This one with a little bit of wind at his back, out the back of the end zone by about 6 or 7 yards. Horned Frogs in the lead and now with the ball. The offense comes back out onto the field. Josh Hoover, Savion Williams, Jack Pesh and company.
Expectations going into this drive. I tell you what, I fully expect for them to air it out right now.
Jeremy Payne into the game, the freshman running back from Missouri City, Texas. Had his first career start against Houston a couple of weeks back. This ball batted into the air, and then it's caught by an offensive lineman, Carson Bruno, the junior from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Heads up play. Heads up play. Well, hits the ball, but I personally, as an offensive lineman, I would just knock it down.
Louis Anglele got his hands on that one. Payne on the run, trying to make stuff happen. Flag comes in. Thrown by the referee from behind the play. Said Payne, was actually Williams on the carry that time.
Holding, offense, number 56, 10-yard penalty, second down.
And Taylor Whitfield calling for the hold there.
No, he tried to capture it outside on this play, but I tell you what, that's a great, great defensive play by Trey Smith. He stays on it, pushes everything back inside, waiting for the rest of his guys to come help him out to make the tackle. Great play by not letting his outside get captured by the tackle, and then turns right back around and allows his guys to come finish the play. That was a big-time play.
How about Arizona declining that 10-yard penalty? So it's going to be 3rd down. 3rd and long here for TCU. Ball spotted at the 22. They've got to take it across the 35. 3rd and officially 13.
That was great penetration by Smith on that play.
Payne stays in the game in the backfield with Hoover. Changing the play at the line. Hoover taking a shot down the sideline, looking to get it to Besh. Had that one sail on him a little bit. Good coverage down the field there by Owen Goss.
Really good coverage.
Big stop for Arizona. After a fast start for TCU, up 14-0, it's 10 unanswered for Arizona. Now they'll get the ball back.
They finally settled down in their offense.
Jeremiah Patterson back to receive the punt. Punter went down on the play. No flag comes in, though. And it'll be touchdown by TCU at the 36. Horned Frogs in front by 4.
From this Horned Frog defense, look, there's no less than 2 to 3 guys around him at all times. Somebody underneath, somebody over the top. They're still given an opportunity to go out and catch balls, but here he is once again. Everybody's around him. Last play, catches it. Look how many defenders end up around him. They are definitely making sure they keep an eye on McMillan. He's that big of an impact player that you have to make sure that you know where he is at all times.
Andy Avalos, the defensive coordinator for TCU, told us we're going to mix in a little bit of man-to-man, but we got to pick our spots on that. Here's McMillan. Well, they lost him there, and that's a good gain on 1st down, a gain of enough for a 1st down.
That's good play right there because they sent the blitz. Fafita saw the blitz come. He sees it. He throws into the blitz and just happened to be McMillan over there. Great job, the quarterback understanding where he needed to go with the ball. It just happened to be his best player out there.
Gain of 11. McMillan 77 yards shy of the school record for receiving yards in a career. Fafita in trouble. Arm hit as he lets it go. Incomplete.
I tell you what, the nickelback comes in and makes a play. Great play him coming in, unblocked. Well, he just beat the tackle on that play. You know, and that just comes with, you know, being an offensive lineman. You got a smaller guy like that, better athlete than you are. You just got to hope that you get your hands on him. You get your hands on him, it's a done deal. But those guys are so fast and so, you know, explosive. It's tough sometimes.
I thought you'd have an excuse for an offensive lineman. 2nd and 10 here for Arizona. Back to the air. Here's McMillan again. Out to the 45, down to the 44-yard line. Going to be just short of the 1st down. Bud Clark and Travis Jackson combine on the stop. McMillan limping a little as he gets up there.
You know, and I've been seeing this, you know, for, you know, a little bit of this game, that he isn't as explosive right now because I thought there was something wrong with his wheels, you know, and trying to see what's going on with him. He doesn't look like his old self.
Third down and a yard. Arizona 6 of 9 on third down today. Ocean man, there's easily a first down. Chris Hunter, who's got a touchdown catch today, takes it across the 40 before having his forward momentum stopped. And going back to the last Arizona defensive stop, they forced TCU into a 3 and out. They've done that on TCU's last 2 offensive possessions. It was the first time since the BYU game that TCU had had a 3 and out. Did not have a single 3 and out in their win against Oklahoma State 2 weeks ago.
It's the penetration that they have. Penetration
comes in.
They're getting up the field and making an impact, you know, on pass plays. They're getting in the quarterback's face, run plays.
Holding, offense, number 60, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Deuced, redshirt freshman, transfer from Northwestern. He's from the Phoenix area.
Yeah, watch the, you know, he's going to creep up, but then all of a sudden, as an offensive guard, you got to hit him, but you can't just throw him down like that. He's virtually tackled him. And, you know, they're going to see that every single time. Now, me, as an offensive lineman, I kind of like the block. It looked, to me, it was a pancake block, but, you know, to those guys with the zebra shirts on, it didn't look like it.
Hard for Deuce to hide also at 6'7", 332.
In the middle of the play.
It's rare to see your guard who's 30 pounds heavier than the tackle, but that's the case there on the right side of that line.
Exactly. Road grader. But, you know, this is the second week in a row that this offensive line has played together. And look like they're getting a little chemistry right now. They're moving guys around. TCU's defense is starting to heat it up a little bit.
2nd and 19. Fafita taking a shot down the field, trying to get to McMillan. He's able to find him. McMillan hauls it in at the 16-yard line. He's like, Barrett Brooks, I'm fine, man. You don't worry about me, big buddy.
And great play, and they actually were bracket covered him, but the quarterback threw the ball in a position where he could come back and get it on the play. And that's what makes him, his body adjustments on pass play. Comes back and gets it, even though they were double team on the play. That's great back bracket coverage. It's just a better catch, a better throw and a better catch by the offense.
T-Mac credited with 32 on the reception. Arizona now in the red zone with a chance to take their first lead of the game. Conley, not much there. Good penetration up front. Jamel Johnson leading the way.
I mean, you look at the confidence in this offense right now. You know, I remember earlier on I was saying they need to calm down, settle down a little bit, and play their style of offense. Well, that's exactly what they're doing. Even watch the quarterback in his zone reads. Look how calm he's going out there and executing those zone reads. He's sitting back in the pocket, giving him a chance to go down the field. And I think Babers is giving him an opportunity for the short passing game is now opening up to the long passing game.
About the yardage disparity in this quarter, 110 to 5. Fafita in trouble. Fafita dropped. Nana Osafa-Minso with the sackle. He is a Fort Worth native. He's got an undergraduate and graduate degree already from Notre Dame. Transfers back home to TCU. And boy, does he make a play there.
Great blitz. He timed it just right, getting up the field. Caught the guard with his feet standing, you know, still and planted firmly, and he was able to run around him. You got to keep your feet moving as an offensive lineman.
3rd sack of the game for the TCU defense. 3rd and 21. To the air quickly on the catch, Patterson. Patterson is stacked up at the 25-yard line. Bud Clark on the tackle, and that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. We'll have an Arizona field goal attempt when we come back, trying to make it a 1-point game. All over the place. Arizona State leading it over BYU in Tempe. And you've got in Kansas City, Colorado trailing 10-0 to Kansas. 43-yard field goal attempt here for Tyler Loop, trying to make it a 1-point game. Loop hits a nice high draw exactly the way he drew it up. Started it down the right tree line and pulled it back into the middle of the fairway. That's his second field goal make of the ball game, and it's a 1-point game, 14-13. That is 3 straight scoring drives for Arizona after falling behind 14-0 in this game.
They settled down, you know, which gave them an opportunity to get back in this game. I mean, they have talent, but look at this, you know, I mean, talking about a weapon. Just to know, once you cross that 50, he can go in at any time and kick a field goal. That's got to be a feather in your cap, you know. I mean, that's exactly what you want. You know, Coach Brennan, he loves the fact that he's always there for 3 after you pass the 50.
That looked like a Tom Schofield 3-wood, little baby draw on it. Hit it exactly where he wanted to hit it. 1-point game with 1:55 until the half. TCU has gone 3 and out on their last 2 offensive possessions. Luke kicked the last one about 8 yards out of the back of the end zone. He just decides to kick this one through the uprights. Next to last weekend of the regular season. We wish you all a happy Thanksgiving.
Definitely.
You got the menu planned out?
Of course, of course. About 2 turkeys, 4 chickens.
Hoover back to pass on first down. He's able to complete that one, I think, to the far sideline. Arizona players are trying to sell otherwise. You see the umpire come in and say incomplete, was bobbling it as he went out of bounds. Marcus Groves Killebrew in coverage.
You know, on the outright, you know, he just didn't keep control of it going when he did cross out of bounds. Secure it, and it's just the intensity right there of you know, who wants it more? Whose will prevail on that play?
J.P. Richardson on the swing route, 3rd down coming up.
Run out of bounds by Genesis Smith.
Smith shoved him out of bounds at the end of the play.
Yeah, at this point, TCU needs to run the offense that they were running earlier on, you know, running the ball to the left side consistently. But then, you know, Savion Williams hasn't been an integral part in the offense past couple of downs.
Ash started out of the backfield, moves out. Now Hoover in trouble, trying to find some room. He gets the room. Scramble drill. Besh going to try and take off and reaches out for the 35-yard line. Should have enough for the first down.
Straight toughness. He's going in and trying. You don't want your quarterback doing that, but hey, that's the type of stuff that your team wants to see, the toughness of your quarterback, and they want to see, all right, we're in it too. We got to go out there and play just as hard as our leader on the field right now.
TCU with 3 timeouts remaining, 1:29 until halftime. Horned Frogs with a 1-point lead. Shot down the field, incomplete. Trying to hook up with Jack Besh on a big play.
And once again, they're trying to go out and make sure that they hit seam routes. The seam routes seem to be open in their defense.
Hoover 9 of 13, had the 1 interception. Off his back foot with pressure in his face. Empty set here. Jeremy Payne from the backfield down to the bottom of your screen. Hoover to the air, had some room on a slant. That's McAllister. He gets to the outside. McAllister trying to add to the play with his feet. He goes out of bounds at the 40, running away from defenders. 24 yards on the play.
Great play design, goes in, little slant play, turns around, and then just run after the catch. Go make a play, get out of bounds. Give your team as much time as they can to go down and have a consistent drive.
Jack Luttrell that forced him out of bounds. 75 seconds until halftime. TCU from the Arizona 40. Hoover, pressure, and he's dropped. Brought down by Julian Savanaia.
Yeah, on this play, you can tell they're bringing 5 every time. They're bringing 5, they're blitzing. So as a offense and a quarterback, you got to know this. Get the ball out your hand fast. You got to go to a quicker play. Get the ball out of your hands. They're bringing the house. Understand that you're trying to force the ball down the field.
That was the first sack of the season for Savaiinaea. My guy's been doing it for a long time. Dwayne Aquino, the defensive coordinator for Arizona. Delight to visit with earlier in the year. He was one of the architects alongside Nick Tomey of the Desert Swarm defense from late 80s to about 2000. Joined Mac Brown's staff in Texas. Had a good run there. Then to Stanford on David Shaw's staff. Now back at the University of Arizona.
Somebody who just loves the game. He loves the game.
You know who one of his players was, right?
Who's that?
Kendall Briles, the offensive coordinator here at TCU. He was a safety in Texas.
Wow.
And was coached by Dwayne Aquino. Asked Kendall Briles about that yesterday. He just laughed. He said, man, that guy's crazy. He said, but crazy in a good way. He loves it, loves his players, great coach.
Loves the game.
It's actually a really funny moment visiting with Kendall Briles yesterday. Something that Dwayne Aquino said, kind of an expression that he used 3 or 4 times on our call earlier in the week. Kendall Briles used the same expression. Here's Hoover. Trying to get away from pressure. He does. Kept his eyes downfield, and then it's dropped. Trying to get it to Blake Nowell. Nowell couldn't haul it in. But 3 or 4 times, Dwayne Aquino made a reference to something that had happened in the program. He said, but that's why they call you coach. So we were talking to Kendall Briles yesterday about his time with Aquino, and he's kind of going on, and he goes, I don't know, that's why they call you coach. And I said, and that right there is the evidence that you were coached by him. He goes,
exactly.
He said, what are you talking about? I said, what you just said. Dwayne Aquino said the exact same thing the other day, and he just laughed.
Exactly. I mean, we have some stories going down. Stories of players I played against in college and in the NFL.
There's an open man in the middle of the field. Savion Williams found a soft spot in the middle of the defense. 19 yards on the play. Needed 18 for the first down and got to just the right spot. Whistle comes in. They may want to take another look.
The previous play of a catch is under review.
So quick and explosive, you know, but his understanding of where to sit down, where to run in the defense is what sets him apart on this play. So he hadn't been out there for a while.
Did he get his arms all the way underneath it?
Looks like a catch to me.
Certainly at first glance. He got that right arm all the way underneath it and was able to cradle it.
I don't think the ball even touched the ground any. You can see the confidence, you know, he ain't worried about it. He ain't looking at it. He just went straight to the huddle, you know, and going about his business, calling plays and getting ready for the next play.
This one shouldn't take long. I feel like I get in trouble sometimes when I say that, though, so we'll see.
After review, the ruling on the field on the catch stands.
Oh, you were right this time.
You know what he wanted to say. He almost said confirmed, and then he went with stands. I think you can say confirmed on that. What a great catch by Savion Williams. First down for TCU from the 29-yard line, trying to add to a 1-point lead with less than a minute to play in this second quarter. Trent Battle in the backfield, clock running. Hoover swings it to Battle. Waiting on blocks to develop, and they just weren't there. Battle able, though, to get out of bounds and stop the clock, driven out by Dalton Johnson.
Arizona defense is definitely running to the ball. But, you know, it was just a little swing route trying to get the running back one-on-one on the outside with the guy that had it man-to-man, the linebacker. But eventually everybody else caught up and, you know, helped in the party for a big-time stop.
TCU still 2 timeouts remaining. Hoover, pressure coming from the backside, gets away and then throws it away. Outside the tackle box, ball beyond the line of scrimmage. No worry about intentional grounding.
This Arizona defense are bringing the house. You know, usually you bring, you know, they're bringing 5 every single time, and they're still bringing somebody down in the box to guarantee that they're going to get there fast enough.
I said no concern about intentional grounding, but perhaps the officials talking about that. I'm not sure why they're talking about it. Oh, wow. It's a pretty straightforward rule. The quarterback has to be outside the tackle box and throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage was the 29.
Intentional grounding, offense. Penalty is spotted a foul, loss of down, 3rd down.
All right, so Barrett, we got to look and see where he was when he threw this ball. You had pressure coming from the left side.
Yeah, so here's the hashes. He gets outside the hashes. Or does he get outside the hashes? No, he
Well,
doesn't. He's in. Well, he was in the pocket then.
To me, though, would you? Yeah, but that's not in the pocket. You start to your right, and it's like you've made a football play and have moved.
Yes, yes.
Sonny Dykes is hot. They take a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff on the play.
Yeah, he's definitely hot. And I mean, he just wants to explain to him better. You know, explain to me why. And I guess they didn't give him a good enough explanation.
Ron Barrett, though, the referee made that decision. They did so after a long conversation. Take another look, all right? So outside that right hash is where the tackle is. He starts to go to the outside. Well, and it was like there was a change of mind there. Hoover first looks like he wants to roll out of it and go back to the left. And then he goes, nah, I probably better get rid of this. I guess technically he did not get outside where the right tackle was lined up. So it's a loss of down penalty. 3rd down and 17. They forgot to mark the penalty off.
Right.
Well, the penalty is they
4-yard line.
It's where he threw the ball away. That's where the ball is spotted, and you lose the down. And so
you know, at this point, you know, when you look at it, I mean, as a coach, does Coach Dice go for the 1st down, or does he, you know, put himself in a position to kick a field goal?
Arizona, their 2nd of the half.
well, and Arizona now takes a timeout because they may change their defensive strategy.
Well, they were definitely lined up in a wide nine concept with both the defensive end and the defensive tackle. Both guys were outside the offensive tackles. So there was some kind of game that was going to be played with the 2 linebackers lined up in the A-gaps.
Sonny Dykes continuing to plead his case. Not that it's going to matter at this point. It made the decision and marked the penalty off. So he was at the 44-yard line where he let go of the ball. So that's marked in the right spot. That intentional grounding penalty can really be a penal when it's where you throw it away plus the loss of down.
And the tight end you have to call to keep the 10-second runoff.
Yeah, absolutely. So 28 seconds until the half. 3rd and 25 for TCU, currently outside of field goal range. Target line for Kyle Limmerman, the kicker for TCU, is the 35, which would be a 52-yard field goal. That is, however, into the wind that's coming out of the south. Hoover lets it fly down the field, making the catch, J.P. Richardson. He caught it at the 20-yard line. The ball was underthrown because of pressure. A gain of 24. And it's going to be 4th down and 1.
Hoover just stood in the pocket, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to get it to JP on a play.
Clock stopped with 20 seconds because Richardson went out of bounds. Sonny Dykes is hot on the sideline talking with the head linesman, and now he's going to take a timeout. That's TCU's final timeout, and I think he didn't like the spot there.
I wonder if the spot could be challenged. Sets back, gets hit. J.P. Richardson comes back for it. And where does he go out at? Oh.
Right at the 20-yard line. Looks like where the foot goes out. And the ball is marked. It looks like they got the mark right. I'm not sure what exactly Sonny Dykes was so hot about on that one. Visiting with Sonny Dykes yesterday in his office. And by the way, if there's a better view from an office for a head coach in the country, I don't know where it is. In the end zone overlooking this beautiful stadium. He was calm and laid back. Told a great story about his dad. Of course, Sonny Dykes grew up in a coaching family. His dad, the legendary coach here, Spike Dykes at Texas Tech. I said, hey, give me a story about your dad. And he said, you know, he loved his players and he loved them on the field, but he did as much for them after their playing career. He said they respected him so much they would come back and they would, you know, pitch business ideas to him and talk to him and ask for advice. And after he passed, we were cleaning out his desk drawer and we found a stack of uncashed checks that players had written to him to pay him back for loans that they had gotten. He said he never cashed any of them.
Wow.
Direct snap to Savion Williams. There's a first down. Savion Williams into the end zone. Touchdown, TCU. He has changed this offense in the last month. A 20-yard rushing touchdown for Savion Williams, his 15th career touchdown.
So explosive.
"13 seconds remaining. Extra point from Limmerman is good. And it's now 21-13. On the previous two offensive possessions, TCU had gone 3 and out. A couple of big third down conversions on this drive. And then on 4th and 1, this was going back to the long, this was the 3rd and 25.
That's just fight. You know, the will not to give up. Great play, but you know, look at just inside zone, gets on the outside, and then speed and quickness and explosiveness takes over on that play. Just get the ball in his hands. Get the ball in his hands. He outruns the safety angles. Good block on the outside.
Now 10 touchdowns on the season for Savion Williams. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns, 2 today to go along with 6 receiving touchdowns.
Now the coach looks a little more calm right now.
Take a breath, coach. Take a breath. How about that? 12 plays, 75 yards, 1:42 off the clock. 13 seconds remaining in the half. And oh, by the way, a 2-for-1 opportunity perhaps for TCU, as they will get the ball to start the second half. Pooch kick here. Their catch taken in Tempe. Sold out Sun Devil Stadium, 14-0 Arizona State in front of BYU. How about Kansas? In Kansas City, it was 17-7. It is 17-7. Colorado was trailing 17-0, but
there's so much parity in the Big 12 right now. I mean, so much parity.
Travis Hunter just had a 51-yard touchdown catch. Your leading Heisman Trophy contender, perhaps adding to that resume. Halftime here in Fort Worth. TCU will receive the opening kick of the second half. We got a one-defensive play. A short kick this time. And one of the upbacks hauls that one in. TCU will start from the 30, we think.
Yeah, the expectations right now, I mean, both quarterbacks need to settle down a little bit. Hoover,
The
He's had some
receiver
big-time
that
plays.
signaled for a fair catch did not catch the. It's not.
So, well,
Test.
we got you. No, we don't.
Hey, just let everybody know the receiver that caught the fair catch did not get it. My mic's not working.
Well, we've got you.
yeah, it is.
Trevon Barrett, the referee today.
Play clock operator, please set the game clock to 15.
So the deep man, the deep return man, and I think it was either J.P. Richardson, I think that's who it was, signaled for a fair catch, but the up back caught the ball, and because there was a fair catch signal, the ball was downed, even though it wasn't from the man who caught the ball where he caught it. So from the 24, TCU begins its first possession of the second half. And they start out with Savion Williams on the ground. Boy, he was a shoestring tackle away from turning that one into a big one.
He's so close, but he's so explosive, running from that, almost like an inside zone. But once he gets to that second level, he's close to getting it and breaking it.
To E Uiagalelei with the tackle. Come on, I get bonus points for that, right?
Absolutely.
Josh Hoover getting to the outside, keeps it himself. Enough for the first down. Out of the 37.
Very functional mobility in Hoover. He can make some plays, but you don't expect him to run called quarterback plays for him. But, that's what you have Savion Williams for.
This is a guy with a big arm. Josh Hoover can really spin it. Sonny Dykes has been around a bunch of good quarterbacks. He said he throws the football as well as any I've ever coached, maybe second to only Tim Couch, the former #1 overall pick at Kentucky.
Wow, that's high praise.
Well, they get it out last second there to Trent Battle out of the backfield, and Battle tiptoes along the sidelines, goes out of bounds at midfield. He was forced out by Tay Brown it was Tay Brown that got the quarterback pressure. There is a flag back at the 21-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 46, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
A gain of 13 and then add 15 more.
He's taking some punishment back there. But, man, this is a great play for him, getting it out right in the midst of getting hit.
Let's see the roughing the passer.
It's a little shove at the end. Little shove.
You had Brown and Uiagalelei who were there. That's a tough call for the Arizona defense.
Very tough. I'm going to be quite honest. It didn't look like enough for me to have a flag.
TCU now at the 35 of Arizona. They fake it this time to Savion Williams. Hoover hopping, and he swings it to Williams on the near sideline, but that's a loss of a couple of yards. Dalton Johnson on the tackle.
On these plays, they're trying to set up a screen, but that defensive line is following out the offensive lineman. They're going out in the screen, so it really doesn't pay to run it because they're just following the offensive line out there to make the play on the screen receiver.
Sonny Dykes said he recruited Josh Hoover when he was at SMU, but Hoover wanted to play at what was then a Power 5 school, now Power 4. He was actually committed to Indiana, but when J.P. Richardson on the catch, breaking a tackle, and he's run out of bounds at the 27 by Genesis Smith. When Sonny Dykes got the job here at TCU, he said to his staff, let's go talk again. He wanted to play Power 4, Power 5. They were able to convince him to stay close to home. Now he's got a young quarterback that is near the top of the country in passing yards this season.
33.
On the ground this time, it's Battle. He got close to the 25 before being shoved back. Sterling Lane and Dalton Johnson driving him back See where his forward progress is stopped, just shy of the line to gain, and so it's a 4th down.
You know, speaking of Hoover, I mean, he's a tough kid, has a lot of moxie. You know, he doesn't mind getting hit and still delivering a catchable ball to his receivers.
TCU has gone for it on 4th down once. They have converted. Feels like Savion Williams territory. Direct snap to Williams. He hesitates, goes forward, and with his momentum, kept his legs driving. He was able to get the 1st down. Smith and Johnson had their hands on him, but they could not stop Savion Williams.
It's almost like wing T back in the day, you know, not really option with it, but just, you know, have blockers in front of you and just have those guys lead you up in the hole, and that's exactly what happens here. But then, you know, look at the style of run and the way, you know, Williams hits the line of scrimmage. And it's not like he's just going to come down. He doesn't run like a receiver. He definitely runs like a running back.
6'5", 225, and strong as an ox. TCU has converted on both 4th down attempts. They leave it with Savion Williams, but now a throwback toward the end zone. Richardson dives, and he catches it at the 1.
Great hands. Great hands there.
23 yards to the 1-yard line. Josh Hoover with the completion. They'll hurry to the line. They don't allow Arizona to make a defensive substitution. Hoover and Battle in the backfield. The handoff is to Battle. Makes the first man miss. Driving his legs into the end zone. Touchdown TCU. Second rushing touchdown of the game for Trent Battle. Battle, the junior from Daphne, Alabama, down on the Alabama Gulf Coast. Four rushing touchdowns in this ball game for TCU. The first one was for Battle, the next 2 for Savion Williams. And now Battle once again finds pay dirt. Limmerman on for the extra point. Knuckleball through the uprights. It's 28-13 with 10:13 to play. Let's go back to the reverse pass.
Yeah, you know, here he goes. He hands it off on the jet sweep motion, throws it back on the reverse, and then JP, great catch. Secure the ball. Talking about hands. JP Richardson has some great hands. They can rely on him getting the ball and making a play.
Now it's Arizona's turn. And they will start from the 25-yard line. Hard for McMillan as anybody else.
If not more.
Start
even McMillan himself.
Out on the ground, and with that rush on 1st down, Arizona matches its first half rushing total.
Just straight dive plays, going straight.
There you see Robbie Wade and T-Mac on the field right now for Arizona. They're less worried about records and more worried about a touchdown to try and get back within 1 score on their opening possession of the 3rd quarter. Empty set for Fafita. Jeremiah Patterson met by a couple of black jerseys. Bud Clark leading the way in a 3rd down, quickly coming up for this Arizona offense.
They ran that play was a tunnel screen on both sides to the receiver, trying to get it out to him, make a play. But you know, this is T-Mac time. Mr. McMillan needs to get his hands on the ball. At this point, he's lined up on the outside, on your bottom left, right.
3rd and 3. Fafita lofts it toward the sideline, incomplete. That time you just kind of had Abe Kamara running interference.
Yeah, they were trying to run it like a little, it actually wanted to use him as a decoy. You know, once he stepped back, and looked like he wanted to get the ball. They tried to get that tight end and run a little wheel route and keep him going up the field, and hopefully one of the defenders wouldn't, latch on to him. But great defense going through fundamental football, knowing that was his guy, and held him man-to-man on the play.
Olsen kind of got bumped off his route there around the 35-yard line. That ball floated. So a 3 and out for the Arizona offense on its first possession of the second half. J.P. Richardson on the catch, run after the catch, and he's going to take it all the way down to the 33-yard line.
He's having a special day right now. Great hands. This is another great return for another big play for him. He's played great today.
J.P. Richardson, Oklahoma State transfer from Missouri City, Texas. That was a 34-yard punt and a 34-yard return. Net 0, if my math is right. And a little bit of pushing and shoving on the TCU sideline there at the end of that play, but cooler heads prevailed. No flags come in.
Short kick, but then he just uses speed. Gets out there, makes a couple miss, keeps those legs churning. Great play. Great field position right now by the Horned Frog.
That's Richardson lined up in the slot, stays on the field after the punt return. Hoover looking to his right, now wanting to take a shot down the field, nothing there. Pocket collapses around him, and Josh Hoover going to go down. Trey Smith will get credit for the sack.
On this play, I really think he needs to go to the outside. JP is wide open on the play. Get it to him. You're not the guy that they want having the ball out there. Just get it to JP to your right. Let him use his skill set.
You saw in that wide view that he was kind of looking back toward the middle of the field where Savion Williams was headed. And coverage here. Hoover steps into the throw. It's J.P. Richardson. Slams on the break, reverses field, and takes it into the end zone. A 38-yard touchdown. Josh Hoover took a shot as he stood in and made that throw across the middle. Sonny Dykes told us that Jared Goff is the best he's ever seen with a blitzer in his face standing in to make the throw. Hoover looked a lot like Goff on that delivery.
J.P. Richardson. Crossing pattern hits him in stride. J.P. does the rest.
J.P. Richardson with his 4th career 100-yard receiving game. 6 catches, 107 yards, and now a touchdown. First passing touchdown of the day for Josh Hoover.
Man, he's been taking some punishment in the pocket. All these late hits. Goes in, looks it down the barrel, delivers a great catchable ball to J.P. Richardson. Great play. Being hit that many times. How many times we said, look down the barrel of a blitzing linebacker or defensive lineman or somebody just hitting him like that?
It was Jack Luttrell who was coming on that safety blitz that hit Hoover as he let go of the ball. Noah Fafita and the offense complete to Chris Hunter on first down. Well, Bud Clark's had a big game. Adds another tackle there as he runs Chris Hunter out of bounds after a gain of just a yard.
He's a heat-seeking missile. He's always there to make a play. He's always around the ball, during this game.
5th tackle of the game for him. He's also got an interception. Should have had 2.
Hit him right in the chest.
2nd and 9 for Arizona. Fafita to the air. That's McMillan on the catch. Good job gang tackling. Channing Canada was the first one there. Teteroa McMillan.
McMillan on the outside, just a little simple slant play, but this is just get the offense going again. It's the first time they've been in since that second half. Get it to your star receiver. Let him warm up a little bit because he's the one that's got to eventually help you win this game. with big plays.
7 catches for 80 yards for McMillan. Fafita with time, throws down the field. That's a great adjustment for McMillan.
Back shoulder. None but a simple 9 route.
Gain of 27 yards on the play. He's now 5 yards shy of the all-time receiving record at Arizona.
He has all the intangibles you need. Speed, you know, his ability to show late hands so the defender doesn't see him and turn around and catch the ball. Back shoulder, body control. McMillan's a complete player.
1st and 10 for Arizona in TCU territory. On the ground, Conley. Conley with an opening. He rumbles his way down to the 26-yard line, brought down by Bud Clark at the end of the run.
And look at this play. I love it. It's nothing but power, good old power. Pull the backside guard, double team the front side, and just follow your tight end for a look. He's looking for a block, That's how you run the play. That's the easiest play in college football. We call that power. That's power to the left. Double team front side, pull backside guard, and then follow your blocking.
Gain of 17 there for Conley. Riscano in the backfield now. Noah Fafita down the field, and this one incomplete. Throws it away from everyone. Sam Olsen was the closest receiver.
Oh, they had McMillan right in the middle, right there on the seams. He just needed to wait a little tad second later when they had to start. He started on the crossing route, and on that play, he came wide open. Watch on the outside right here. McMillan goes down, and watch him come out wide open on the play, but he threw the ball away early on it. He wished he had that one back.
Back on the ground, this is Riscano. Fighting his way toward the 20-yard line. They'll stop his forward progress at the 22. Kedrick Riscano, New Caney, Texas, transferred to Arizona from Ole Miss. Third and 6. Pressure coming. They give it to Riscano again. He runs through the first tackler, but he's brought down 3 yards short of the first down.
You know, if I'm coach, I'm saying, look, Coach Brennan, I'm going to rely on my guys up front, even though they haven't been together a while, but they've been moving the crowd a little bit these last couple downs. Let's go for it on 4th down, and coach is going with my mindset also.
First time today that Arizona has gone for it on 4th down. Down 3 scores. Not sure they got a ton of choice here. Closing in on 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 4th and 3 with an empty backfield. Noah Fafita to the air, completes it to Turner across the 15 down to the 14. That's good for a first down. Chris Hunter on the reception.
Right on here, you know, double slant plays, catch the second guy on the slant. It opens it up. Hunter takes over, first down.
Chris Hunter played at Isidore Newman in high school, same high school in New Orleans that produced all of the Mannings. Play action. Fafita dumps it off. That's the tight end, Olsen, upended at the 7-yard line. Did a somersault there.
Fafita's playing great right now. This game slowed down to him. He's hitting his check downs. He's reading things, you know, in the secondary, which is allowing him to go to where he needs to go to quicker, quick decisions for the quarterback.
Arizona needs 7 here. Noah Fafita, 233 yards with a touchdown and a pick.
McMillan at the bottom.
Instead, a handoff and a good open field tackle there by Cam Smith.
Great play by Cam Smith. He scrapes around, sees the play develop, goes and makes the tackle. Talking about shoestring tackle, that's a great tackle. Just get your guy on the ground.
Cam Smith, the transfer from Memphis, played in 32 games for the Memphis Tigers. Now wearing the black and purple. 11th play of the drive here. 3rd down from the 10-yard line. Fafita, plenty of time. Rolling, now Fafita gonna try to keep it. He'll run for the first down inside the 5-yard line. Knocked off his feet at the 4. Nnamdi Obiizor with the tackle, but 1st and goal for Arizona.
Great play. You know, it just shows a little toughness. I need to go out and make a play for my team. Nobody's open right now. Let me turn around, I'll go get the 1st down.
We got a good block from Quali Conley there.
Great block. Sometimes you need a little grass in your helmet, show them you're still there. You're living, you're going. Let's make it happen.
1st and goal for Arizona. They put it on the ground. Conley moving the pile down to the 2.
I like the fact that they're starting to put a little more attention on the run game. It's going to open up on the outside eventually. But run the ball, make that defense come in to stop the run, and it'll open up on the passing plays on the outside a little better.
Marcus Deal made the tackle there. He's been back, missed the last couple of games, have been playing well on the defensive line. They're certainly glad to have him back.
One-on-one on the outside, McMillan.
Instead, they keep it on the ground, and this time it's the big man, the defensive tackle, Nana Osafo-Mensah. And brings up 3rd and goal. Loss of a couple on the play. Inside a minute to go, 3rd quarter. TCU in front, 35-13. Conley in the backfield. McMillan, top of your screen, one-on-one. Pop pass, and a tackle at the 4-yard line. Cam Smith wrestles Chris Hunter to the ground, just clotheslined him.
Literally wrestled him to the ground. So go with the fade route on the outside. Give him an opportunity to go up and get it.
McMillan lined up, bottom of your screen. Noah Fafita from the gun. Backing up, throws it toward the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. He went a different route. It was Chris Hunter with a 3-yard touchdown catch in the back of the end zone. His 2nd score of the game.
He is balling also. Great play call on the backside. Everybody's looking.
And now Arizona will go for 2. Well, look at that. Both of the touchdown catches by Hunter today have been go up, make a great catch, and get 1 foot down in the end zone. A 15-play, 75-yard drive. Took almost 8 minutes. 2 4th down conversions. And now Arizona goes for 2. Fafita throws the slant route going toward the goal line. It's good. That is Jeremiah Patterson. He caught it and immediately turned up the field. He was able to extend the ball across the plane for the 2-point conversion.
No wasted motion on him. No wasted motion. Great play. I love how this happened. You get it to the back of the end zone, touchdown Hunter, and then turn around, give him a little slant play, get the ball to him, and go straight up the field. No wasted motion.
Wait for the spring transfer portal window. Had some guys that came with him from San Jose State. He's the only coach to ever lead expectation when this system was put together, but it's the 4 highest ranked conference champions. They get those 4 first-round byes. You got the Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, but right now the Big 12 not in one of those spots. It's Boise State. Of course, that's projecting conference champions based on where teams are ranked right now. Really interesting day in the Big 12. You've got BYU trailing 21-3, dropped their first game last week to Kansas. That same Kansas team back at home today, leading 23-14 over Colorado early in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 8. to the air. Hoover, he's got one-on-one on the outside. What a catch by McAllister. Back shoulder perfection, gain of 23.
Great catch by him, you know, running the zone read, reads it, and just gives this guy a chance, an opportunity to go over with the back shoulder. Perfect execution.
Those receivers tend to get away with a little bit of a push off.
Just a little bit.
You had Groves Killebrew in coverage there for Arizona. And Cook. Good first down run there for Cook, sophomore from Round Rock, Texas. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school and 20 touchdowns, nearly 1,600 yards as a senior. Cook gets it again.
First down. I tell you what, they run the slowest zone read I've seen. I mean, they really take their time on that play. Hoover just reads it on in, and he's looking at his reads, and it's just a slow process. I usually see it faster than that, but it's a slow process for this team. Watch how he reads this. He turns around, look how slow this is. I mean, usually, you know, you have a faster reaction than that, but it's just, I've never seen anything like this.
Kendall Briles calling plays for this TCU offense. Came TCU a couple of years ago after a stint as the offensive coordinator for Sam Pittman in Arkansas. Andy Avalos, the defensive coordinator, former head coach at Boise State. That one intended for McAllister. Groves Killebrew in coverage.
And she probably should have waited just a tad bit longer for him to come out his break first, or at least give an opportunity, you know, for McAllister to make a move and then be able to turn around and hit the back shoulder.
Get a look there at Kendall Briles, one of the few offensive coordinators that you find in college football who calls plays from the sideline. He's done it for his entire career, said he wants to be able to talk with his guys. Savion Williams and Cam Cook in the backfield. Here's a handoff to Williams. Now he reverses field. He gets a block from his quarterback. Williams gets to the outside. Inside the 10-yard line. Finally wrestled down by Dalton Johnson.
Isn't that just how you write it up? You run a stretch play, pull your backside guard, frontside guard to the right. You pull them to the right, and then all of a sudden on the backside, your quarterback blocked the safety that comes down, and then after that you have your receiver, who's not your running back, but your receiver, running like a running back. That's just how you write it up, right? That's just how you write it up.
Gain of 30 for Savion Williams. He's got 80 yards rushing today. You can add to that total, but not much on the 1st and goal carry.
That's a tough kid. Hoover is a tough kid. He's held together right now with bubblegum and duct tape. He's taking some hits today.
Hoover comes out of the game, and Ken Seals, the backup quarterback, comes in. And remember, just 2 plays ago, you had Josh Hoover jump in and make a block that sprung Savion Williams to get to the outside. Ken Seals, the transfer from Vanderbilt, a junior from Texas. He's 7 of 8 throwing the football this season. And he keeps it himself on the zone read and fights his way down to the 5-yard line, brought down by Genesis Smith. Hoover looks like he's coming right back into the game. He was about 3/4 of the way out onto the field. Seals didn't want to come out. Hoover wanted to go back in, couldn't make up their minds.
Of course that kid Hoover wants to be in there. He's doing a real nice job right now executing his offense.
3rd and goal from the 6. Four rushing touchdowns, 1 passing today for TCU. Hoover 19 of 26, 252 and a score. But they keep it on the ground. This is Cam Cook, plants his foot, turns upfield, and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Cam Cook from 6 yards out. Strike up the band for a Cam Cook touchdown.
Man, look at the cut. You know, a 1-step cut, taking it downfield. North and south, that's his objective. He didn't very far at all east and west. Sees a hole and takes it downhill for the touchdown.
That is 4 straight touchdown drives for TCU. 1 to finish the first half and 3 in a row to start this second half. 42-21, back to a 3-score game.
Great play, read option, give it to Cook. Cook one-step cut, gets it downfield, north and south, scores the touchdown. Great play.
Arizona will begin here at the 25-yard line. And they can't have any empty possessions at this point. 10:23 to play, down 3 scores. You got to score, and preferably fast.
They got to score real fast, you know, so this is going to be explicitly the passing game. You know, McMillan has to be the guy.
Teteroa McMillan 5 yards away from becoming the all-time receiving leader at the University of Arizona. Noah Fafita sets up a screen. They get it to Conley. Conley's got some room. Spins his way down to the 40-yard line. They'll spot him right there at the 40. Brought down by Caleb Elarms-Orr. Gain of 15.
We call that a slow screen. Screen to the running back. Get your offensive lineman out front. Get them blocking for you. And you just follow your big guys out there. Well executed.
Fafita complete to McMillan, and there is the record. Teteroa McMillan, now the all-time leading receiver in Arizona football history. His wide receivers coach, the old record holder. He's now sitting at 3,355 career receiving yards. Sorry, 3,356. I shorted him 1.
False start. Offense, number 53. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Two guys that are at the top of the record books. Bobby Wade, the wide receivers coach there on the left, and Teteroa McMillan. He started this season off with an absolute bang when he went for 3 touchdowns. Deep shot down the field, trying to get it to Hunter, incomplete. He had 304 yards in the opener this year against New Mexico.
Big, 6'5", 210, 212 pounds. Comes out the break, but look at him, you know, I mean, he understands, he gets it. On and off the field, he's the consummate, I would say pro, but he's not a pro yet. But I mean, just a great young man with a great ability to go out there and play, you know, this game.
Well, he carries himself like a pro within that Arizona program. This is his 12th career 100-yard game. Needed 112 coming into today. He had 4 straight 100-yard receiving games to finish last season. Look at that frozen rope from Fafita, complete to Devin Hyatt.
Great pass.
18-yard gain there. Hyatt, the redshirt freshman out of Bradenton, Florida, and IMG Academy. Back to the air. They go right back to Hyatt, but a good open field tackle that time by Lamarion James.
You know, TCU's defense will give them those type of plays all day long. It's the seam routes. It's the routes, the 9 routes going down the field. They want chunk yardage. You got to go out and score right now. So they need to attack down the field a little more. Maybe run some crossing routes in the middle of the field, you know, just to get some separation between the receiver and the DBs.
Actually ruled that ball incomplete. Hyatt wasn't able to hang on. Shot down the middle of the field, trying to get it to Hunter. Step for step in coverage that time was James.
Well, they're respecting T-Mac a lot. You know, they're not allowing him to really go deep, but they are giving him everything underneath. So maybe you take advantage of that. Maybe take advantage of the comeback routes they're giving him, and you know, and just nickel and dime it down the field, just so we can get something going on this play.
BYU has cut into the Arizona State lead, but Arizona State just answered with a touchdown. Pass complete to Patterson, close to the 30. Patterson slow getting up.
O-line's, there's an O-lineman that's been down right now also, so. And they don't have enough. Jonah.
The left tackle for Arizona. Jonah Sava-Inaya. Sava-Inaya, slow going off the field. Federoa McMillan becomes the all-time leading receiver at Arizona. He is sitting on 116 yards on 9 catches, has not scored in this ball game. He is a special talent. 7 receiving touchdowns this season. He's a semifinalist for the Blitnikoff Award. So he's now 5 yards clear of his wide receivers coach. 1 game remaining in the regular season. Taking on Arizona State in the Territorial Cup next week. 4th down. Offense stays on the field. Arizona 2 of 2 on 4th down today. Fafita flush from the pocket. He's going to turn it up the field, and he is dropped short of the line to gain. Johnny Hodges stepped up. Fafita tried to plant his foot and get up the field, and Hodges said, "No, sir."
That's their leading tackler, Hodge. He's a player. He's an old school throwback type of linebacker. You see, he's got the neck roll. Anytime you play that neck roll, that neck roll football, he's a throwback of former linebackers back in the day. Look at him, he reads the play, going outside, but hey, you gonna come, I'm gonna make sure I make a play. Stops him getting the 1st down, great play by Hodge. Get him off the field, get your offense on the field.
On the ground, this is Jeremy Payne on 1st down. Out in the Valley of the Sun, Arizona State with a 28-9 lead over BYU in a top 25 matchup that has implications on the Big 12 championship game. In what looks like frigid Kansas City, the Jayhawks clinging to a 2-point lead, 23-21 over Colorado, but they are driving. They've got it in the red zone, trying to add to the lead. Over in Big Ten country up in Minneapolis, which also looks frigid. Minnesota with a 22-16 lead over Penn State. To the air, this one batted, nearly intercepted. Genesis Smith got a hand on it. Jack Luttrell thought he had a pick, but he couldn't hang on. Meanwhile, here in the Lone Star State, it's 71 degrees with a nice little breeze out of the south.
They tell guys, if you're blitzing or you can't get to the quarterback on time, get your hands up. Maybe you tip it. Give the guys around you an opportunity to go make a play. That's definitely the play that they needed going into it. That might have been 6 for this Arizona defense.
TCU, this was deep in the play clock, and TCU is going to burn a timeout. Backup quarterback got a little bit deeper, maybe took a little longer to get a play in. It's the first timeout taken by TCU in the 2nd half. Championship. It was an incredible run. They came up short against the Georgia Bulldogs in the championship game. There are reminders all over this facility of that appearance in the College Football Playoff National Championship game. Last year, pretty significant step back for Sonny Dykes' program. The goal, though, is to get to a level of consistency where you don't have those steps back. And they're trying to finish this year strong. A couple of games that really, I think, are frustrating for this TCU team.
Offside, defense, number 45, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
They had a big lead against UCF, and the Knights came all the way back and won that game 35-34 here at home. Also the game at Baylor, 37-34, a loss in that one.
Yeah, defensively, I thought they could have. I mean, they just gave a little more. You know, that could have been their game. But, you know, it's tough. You know, so much parity in the Big 12 right now. So much parity.
Of course, Texas Tech, on the other hand, a game that they won 35-34, where they trailed and were able to come all the way back. And, you know, the Red Raiders might say, you know, if you could just get a redo on that one. Big play to DJ Rogers, the tight end, rumbling. DJ Rogers all the way down to the 25-yard line. Big gain there for this TCU offense. 35 yards on the play, and the Horned Frogs are pouring it on.
They run read option, get it out to him, and I mean, it's almost like a wheel route. And he just uses athleticism after that. You know, it just wasn't going to be denied. Smiling as he's getting tackled.
A 1-yard pass with 35 yards after the catch for DJ Rogers. Closing in on 6 minutes to play. TCU closing in on win number 7. Payne dropped. Dalton Johnson with the tackle. He's been active in this ball game.
Very active in this ball game. He's been around the line of scrimmage a lot, especially on these speed screens and these tunnel screens they try to run to the outside.
Loss of 5 on the play there for Jeremy Payne.
You know, at this point, I don't see this Arizona defense blitzing as much right now. I guess since Hoover's not in there, they're not blitzing as much. I think it's because the Seals might be a little more athletic. But, you know, it's tough.
Payne to the outside. Nobody between him and the end zone. Touchdown, TCU. A 30-yard score for Jeremy Payne, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Five straight possessions for TCU with a touchdown.
Look at the simplicity of running. This is outside zone. Gets to the outside. Nobody's out there because everybody's looking at the backside of the quarterback and his ability to go out there and run. And he kept it. He didn't keep it. He handed it to the running back. Running back takes it for a touchdown.
Part of the story today for TCU has been explosive plays. That is their 10th play of 20 yards or more in this ball game. They've rushed for 139, thrown for 288, 427 yards of total offense for the Horned Frogs, and they now lead it 49-21 with 5:25 to play.
Man, I love that outside zone. This is the simplicity of the play. Just simple football. Outside zone. You ran this in Pop Warner, high school, college. This is just man-on-man blocking, reach the outside, and the running back just takes the pay dirt.
Jeremy Payne, a player that is kind of growing up before his coach's eyes. He's gotten more playing time as the season has gone along. The freshman from Hightower High in Missouri City. Got his first career start against Houston. He had 65 yards rushing against Kansas. And today, Payne, 27 yards and now a score. Well, look at the touchdown drives. That's the last drive of the second quarter, and all 4 possessions in this second half yielding 5 touchdowns. They're headed to the 4th quarter in Tempe, and it's now 28-17. Arizona State leading it over BYU. Kansas now in front of Colorado by 9, 30-21. Penn State has taken the lead over Minnesota. They lead at 23-22 late 3rd quarter in Minneapolis. Earlier today, you had Indiana, previously undefeated, go into the Horseshoe. They took a 7-0 lead. They were hammered after that. 38-14 the final. And there's one other interesting game for some people that I just don't want to talk about. It's all the same to you. This pass with a new quarterback, Cole Tannenbaum, in the game is complete. Devin Hyatt on the reception. Now the Florida Gators getting a win over Ole Miss today in Gainesville, knocking Ole Miss likely out of the college football playoff. They were projected to be on the road against Indiana, but all of that's going to change. Colt Tannenbaum, sophomore from LA. Second time that he has appeared this year.
A bit of a difference, 6'4".
And instead of allegedly 5'10".
You say allegedly, huh? On paper.
Noah Fafita delivers such a good football.
Yeah, he does.
I thought it was interesting what the offensive staff in Arizona said to us about Fafita. He's not the tallest guy, but he's kind of always not been the tallest guy. He has figured it out.
He's always been 5'9", 5'10". So to him, he's just playing because that's the vantage point he's always been at. I talked to a bunch of guys that go through the same thing. Darren Sproles, same way. Well, I've always been this size, so how else do you want me to play?
Shot down the field. That was in the direction of Rex Haynes.
They got to open up a little bit. Try to go down the field. But I think they should go to more crossing routes and things of that nature before they just try to go down the field with just a 9 route. So they're going to punt here. But, man, I tell you what, time is ticking away.
Down 4 scores, 5 minutes to go. Good punt by Salgado Medina. 4:29 remaining. This is a TCU program that has produced a lot of players over a long period of time. Take a look at some of those. Well, that's what you did. You guys had the plastic helmets, but they had that single bar face mask.
Right. When they had, Kansas State. I remember my first year there. We literally played in like 7 or 8 homecoming games. It was everybody's homecoming because they wanted an instant win. They hadn't won a game in 5 years before I got. Well, they won one game the year before, Coach Snyder's first recruiting class. I was a second, and they won one game that year. But then the next year, I couldn't believe it. Homecomings. They would bring more fans from out of town than there were fans at Kansas State. Put it like that. Nebraska would have half the stadium full of red.
And you guys played on a surface that was harder than concrete, right?
Well, yeah, it was that field turf before,
It was the old AstroTurf.
Yeah, it was no little of the little plastic chips in it. No.
There were no rubber pellets or sand filled.
In fact, the Wildcat in the middle of the field was like concrete because it had been painted over like 50 times.
Oh.
I've left many a skin and everything on that field.
Dominic Johnson with the carry, and that's enough for the first down. Not quite enough time yet to be able to run the clock out, but TCU on its way to win number 7. One of the things that Sonny Dykes talked about that really was fascinating, he said, you have the success that we had 2 years ago, and most people would think that, okay, that just immediately means you get kind of an uptick in recruiting.
A leg up, yes, you would think so.
And he said, but the reality is it's kind of a 2-year delay because most of the guys who are going to be in the following recruiting class, they've already committed.
Right.
Now perhaps it changes a little bit in the transfer portal era, he said, but we actually have, seen the reception get better and better a couple of years trailing that appearance in the national championship game. Parker Clark on the end around there, the wide receiver, gained 15 on that carry.
It's good that, TCU starting to get a bunch of the reserves in there, give them a little playing time. There's a flag down there.
Yeah, right there at the 40-yard line. That's why we put the little yellow thing there on the bottom right side of your screen.
Well, there was a flag, but it wasn't a flag twice this game.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense for number 23 for spitting on another player. Number 23 has been ejected from the game.
That is Emmanuel Carnley, redshirt freshman from Antioch, California.
That's not to be tolerated. Oh, I can't believe that. That's just, there's no room in football for something like that.
Well, and you look at that, you're like, what are you doing?
Right, grow up.
So TCU heads to Cincinnati next weekend, final game of the regular season. You know, Barrett, so much of the conversation around this season, you understand why, has been about the college football playoff, right? Are you in? Are you out?
Absolutely.
Those 12 teams, automatic qualifiers, who are the at-large teams? And in some ways, the bowl season has been diminished. Maybe in a lot of ways it's been diminished. But for this TCU program, with a young quarterback and some really good young players, whether it's 7 wins or 8 wins and a bowl game, what does that mean in this era of college football?
You know, that's tough, you know, because you got NIL, you have the transfer portal, and then you have the fact that, you know, all right, you're not in that playoff system, but you still go to a bowl game, which allows you to get, you know, number one, a little more, you know, notoriety to these young players that, you know, coming out of high school. And I think that's the biggest thing. You know, it's like you're always auditioning in this new age of football of your program being good. You're always, you know, always under the light of, all right, what are you going to do? How can you get these guys to your school? And this is, you know, it's a lot tougher for, you know, coaches to navigate this. Very tough.
Sonny Dykes did feel like this was an opportunity with a strong finish, though, especially with how they've played over the last few weeks, to really create some momentum going into next season.
And you definitely need that going into next season because the eyes are always on you. And to keep your, you know, to keep the players that you have here that are already in the locker room in the locker room.
Yep. Josh Hoover, a sophomore at quarterback. Cam Cook, a sophomore. You've got Jeremy Payne, the freshman, who's been really good as well. TCU on its way to a 7th win. There's your 2-minute timeout. It's 49-21. Order on a handoff. And on the carry, Trey Sanders.
Get a little smile, go out there, get a rep.
Seals comes back into the game.
That's what football is all about right there. Brotherhood with your, you know, with your guys out there fighting, scratching and clawing. You know, it goes beyond just what you do on Saturday and play on Saturday. It's all the camp and all the meetings and all the running and conditioning that these guys go through. I think I missed that the most from not playing football anymore and being retired.
Porter, a sophomore from right here in Fort Worth. I know he came back out of the ball game, played at Timber Creek High School. Ooh, Seals takes a big hit there. Ball comes out, it's taken away. That is Sterling Lane the second, trying to run away from everybody. Sterling Lane with a big defensive play for Arizona. 70 yards after the strip for a score.
Huge play.
Teteroa McMillan approves on the sideline. So does head coach Brent Brannon. Sterling Lane, the redshirt sophomore from St. Louis.
St. Louis, my hometown. There we go. Keep fighting.
Fewer people in the stadium. You heard the pads popping on that hit of Ken Seals. Lane with the strip, and then took off and rumbled 70 yards to the house. Extra point for Loop is good, and that makes it 49-28.
Yeah, you know, Coach Brennan, you know, he sees his guys are still fighting, you know. So here it is, you know. First hit, you know, and then you got to cover it up. You got to cover it up. Those guys are coming to strip the ball, and just a huge play by Lane, picking it up and hustling, you know. There's always that guy that you don't see that comes from behind and knocks the ball out. And then Lane just runs as fast as he can for a touchdown.
It was the redshirt freshman Julian Savanaia with the hit. And then Lane able to take it the rest of the way. So a minute to play. Little excitement here at the end, 49-28. Not going to change the outcome.
Yeah, but, I mean, speaking of outcomes, just looking at this game and what it meant for both teams. I mean, look at Arizona. Yes, they got beat, but we're talking about, T-Mac, McMillan. Great opportunity to break a record for Arizona football. But now he's starting to think, he's getting close to the end. He's getting close to, the possibility if they don't play another game, he gets ready for the upcoming NFL draft.
Teteroa McMillan becomes the all-time leading receiver in Arizona history today. Obviously was a huge part a season ago of that 10-win team. 3,355 receiving yards. He'll have one last opportunity to put that Arizona jersey on when the Wildcats host the Sun Devils next Saturday.
Huge game.
Certainly a rivalry game there. Brennan said maybe one of the biggest challenges this year was dealing with some of the expectations coming into this season, because you did have a team that won 10 a year ago. You did have McMillan coming back. You did have Noah Fafita coming back, and you're a preseason top 25 team. Seals takes a knee. The clock will continue to run. But you didn't necessarily account for the fact that there were 5 players from that offense a year ago that are now in the NFL. And no one could have predicted the injuries that Arizona has had to deal with this season. It has been a very real challenge, one that Brett Brennan hasn't made any excuses for.
Yeah, don't cry about it.
But it is real. And that will do it. Final knee down there as TCU goes to 7-4 on the year with a 49-28 win. Josh Hoover today, 252 yards through the air with a touchdown and an interception. Savion Williams, a pair of rushing touchdowns. Trent Battle, a pair of rushing touchdowns. And J.P. Richardson leads the way for the receivers today for TCU. 6 catches for 107 yards and